Here YouTube family of the Maverick in the space one more time. Still with the best and most credible opinion. Still fair and fearless analysis. And that make it happen. And of course, continue to do the right thing. Just press that little subscribe button, you know, and make we get to the magic number there. You see the magic number emerging. Let's get there. And don't just watch the video. Share it. And of course, make a comment in the comment section. The Maverick will try and get there and interact. You know, we do that every now and then. Alright, football. News are emerged in the local football circles. Say CAVALIER's sporting director, head cook and buckle washer, the current chairman of the JFF'S technical committee, Mr. Rudolph Speed, is about to become an assistant coach for the national senior Reggae Boyz team going into the final round of World Cup qualifying. Maverick people over some fence, and I can tell you no say, it are going to happen for true. The announcement is going to come in days. And of course, automatically, people start looking and say, wow, Mr. Speed, are there no limits to what Mr. Speed can do and get away with in local football? But we have a different take on it, you know. Because I don't think there is no doubt that Mr. Speed is the top football mind in the country right now. He's the top football coach and arguably the top administrator. He don't get better than that in a local football. Mr. Speed carrying CAVALIER team to back-to-back Premier League titles. Youngest team in the league. This season, since he win the league, him top 3 player them going off on contract. And you can rest assured, if Mr. Speed have anything to do with CAVALIER going forward, which I suspect he will, CAVALIER will still be competitive and will still be contending for the title next year. That is the kind of structure, hands-on operational structure, what Mr. Speed have in place at CAVALIER. On the other side of the fence now, McLaren round there struggle bad and a ramp with me food when what's supposed to be an easy qualification for the World Cup. The fact of the matter is that one of Mr. McLaren's assistant coaches got a job and left. So there's a vacancy there. And there's a coach that was identified and appointed. But apparently that coach was lured away to go work with the US men's national team. So that vacancy is still there on the national coaching staff. And apparently, within the fraternity, now discussions start take place. So why we not go for a local coach? And who are the top local coach right now? Chairman of the technical committee, Mr. Rudolph Speed, who, by the way, at the technical committee, interview and appoint and fire coaches, you know. so that means, people are run some joke about it, say Speed, I go interview himself, hire himself, and if needs be, he might go fire himself when he want to go back and coach CAVALIER. My information is that him going to step down from the chairman of the technical committee. No official word as to what will happen with CAVALIER. You know, you can't totally divorce the man from his club. He don't go so nowhere in football. But in terms of being in an official capacity, the assistant coach of the national team and the coach of his club, people probably are going to have a problem with that. But you know, so that's not going to be a problem either. You know? I think if Mr. Speed was the head coach, it's not a problem, be a bigger problem. The fact that he's an assistant coach don't mean say he might go act necessarily or will be able to act necessarily under perceived conflict of interest. Unless we are going to assume say Mr. McLaren is a wimp and Speed as his assistant coach, I'm going to tell him who to pick and tell him to pick the whole of CAVALIER side going at the team. But me personally, I don't have a problem with it. Because I really think Speedy is miles ahead of the rest of football people living in Jamaica right now. Him dedicate himself to it, him passionate about it, him go out and him seek the knowledge and him he's a football student. He's a football soldier and a consummate football student. When you have football conversation with Speed, it is evident how much the man is into in football. And he might put fee money where him out there. And he might reap the kind of rewards where him fully deserve with the CAVALIER project. Now, me think all hands on deck are needed to ensure that Jamaica don't ramp with this piece of food here and qualify for this World Cup here. We are playing against Trinidad, Bermuda and Curacao. We could not forgive ourselves, people. If we have Steve McLaren in Jamaica, look here, Steve McLaren, him coming like a tourist to Jamaica, you know. I don't think Steve McLaren fully understands the gravity of the task we're supposed to undertake, you know. When you listen to Steve McLaren talk, it's as if every time him come here, he's excited about learning something more about Jamaica. We don't need that something right now. We need a man to be that is supposed to be ruthlessly focused. The weather is we don't want to hear Steve McLaren that tell me how the weather is fine. And the culture is good. And the crowds make nice stadium. That's what football fans do. We want Mr. McLaren to address the technical issues with the team. And make sure that we beat them 3 little team here. We rank below we on the FIFA ranking and get our asses to the World Cup. When you listen to McLaren talk, he never makes detailed technical assessments about any football game where I'm about to play or where I'm just play. He never does it. He resorts to generalizations and makes general statements and himself, oh, we didn't play hard enough. Football is about effort. We never defended well enough because we conceded 2 goals. Everybody see that, coach? We want you to tell me some intricate things where everybody don't necessarily see. I have never heard Steve McLaren spoken about in-game adjustments we make and where am I going to make. He speaks in general terms as if the nuances of the game them pass him. Now, if you have had any interaction with Mr. Speed or even listen to Mr. Speed speak about football, he's a man of the nuances of the game. He's into the nuances of the game. So maybe this could conceivably be a good match to get to the ultimate objective, which is qualifying Jamaica for the World Cup. And a lot of people, even this journey to the World Cup, there are some people, within the football fraternity, that have an issue with how focused some of us are and how excited some of us are about getting to the World Cup, Them don't make you know the amount of millions of US dollars we're going to drop into the coppers of the JFF with this qualification, Now, whatever else you want to do in the football, let us say your priority is not qualifying every now and then for the World Cup. Fine. Your priority is some kind of development, long-term goal. How can the 9 or 10 million US dollars what we get from FIFA to qualify for the World Cup, how can that harm your objective? It must help it more than it will harm it. Because you're going to have some money where you're going to inject in whatever projects we want to implement for the sport going forward. Anyway, I don't have a problem with Speed as assistant coach. Telling you the God Almighty truth, I would have put Speed as the coach and relegate McLaren to him assistant. I'm not telling you a lie. McLaren don't know football like Speed. McLaren born in England and him have exposure and go to some of them club up there, coach at Manchester United. Probably that's why I'm not good. Because I'm Manchester. But seriously speaking, McLaren have more international experience, obviously. More exposure coaching all over Europe and born in our football culture. But I don't think that making necessarily is a superior football mind from a man who born in Jamaica, Because me think Speed is a superior football mind to McLaren. I don't think McLaren could have taken a CAVALIER team here, where Speed used and win back-to-back Premier League title. I don't think McLaren could have coached a team here to the playoffs in the Jamaica Premier League. The McLaren man, I don't lose over McLaren man. When him come here, I have a thing named name familiarity, Because as I say, he was an assistant to Alex Ferguson. Him actually coached the England national team. For a very short stint, he was successful and he made have to move. But he got to the point where he was appointed the national coach of England. But I don't know if I leave modern football, leave him, or he never good from morning, or I don't know. He must suffer from a kind of culture shock coming to Jamaica. But the man just, since McLaren come and the team get worse. The results get worse, and the way how the team play get worse. And number 70, Jamaica gone back down to now, After we have flirted with top 50 for so long. And McLaren on paper have the best center player them ever assembled in a Jamaican shirt. Steve McLaren have that at his disposal. And I go back way with the football. And I go back way with the results. And I go back way with the Reggae Boyz brand. So make Speedy go prop him up. Speedy probably don't want to fire him. Because it's going to make him himself now look bad. For hire a man will look like him don't know him do. So the next best thing he can do is him himself go sit down on the bench with him and prop him up. As me say, all hands on deck. Make we qualify for World Cup and then we discuss it now. Yeah, me prefer I discuss it in the midst of a celebration and qualifying for the World Cup. Now we drop out of the World Cup and say, boy, we should have do that and we should have tried that and we never do it. It better we try it. When it happen, whatever happen either way, we talk about it. But don't make it happen or don't happen and we never try. And me not think we will go for another coach from another jurisdiction carry coming at the World Cup qualification now. Any changes are going to go on to the coaching staff now, it have to be somebody who familiar and fully familiar with everything we are happening now. Now is not the time for discombobulate the process. It discombobulate enough already. So I don't have no problem with Rudolph Speed. Check it. Do it speedily, Speed. Hurry up and do it, my boss. See? You keep an eye out for it. Boom bang. Boom bang.